Welcome to Coffee and Cleavage.
Welcome, everybody. Ooh.
Cheers. That was a good clink.
It was.
I'm Lynnie.
And I'm Shantal.
Mm.
And Gary.
Hello, Gary.
Hey.
How are you?
Guys? Good.
Good.
Got your afternoon caffeine anywhere?
Oh, I need some.
Oh my God.
I'm lagging right now.
It's actually the afternoon, and this is my first coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told you this, but I've one, cut down on my coffee, and two, started drinking my coffee later in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. How come?
What the fuck?
Yeah?
Why?
Yeah.
I was working out really early, and then some days I fast after my workout, and then I sauna, and then you have to wait like an hour after you sauna before you can eat because your whole insides are hot, So I've kind of been doing that, and it's made me cut back on my coffee. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
But it's nice, around like noon having your coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I need that shit in the morning. Get me going.
I know, it's crazy. I just randomly have more energy now from doing that
That's good.
routine. So,
Oh. Well.
side note.
That's a good tip. Well, so we've had some fan questions that we love it when you guys submit your questions to us. So let's just go into these.
Yeah, let's just jump into it.
Yeah.
What do you think about penis pumping, Gary?
Gary.
I love putting him on the spot.
Just straight up.
I mean, I don't really specifically know what it does, even.
Really?
I mean, it just makes your dick bigger.
No, I think that's a misconception. It fills it more with blood, right?
Yeah.
It makes your erection harder. He says.
Is this it's for you to last longer, basically, right?
Yeah. I think it has multiple uses. I think some people use it if they have a hard time sustaining an erection, which a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't have that problem. But it can also just make it harder, which may make it seem bigger, I suppose, if you're not getting that full hardness.
Makes sense.
So you do it when you're hard or when you're not?
I think you do it when you're not. And it's like have you ever seen them?
Yeah,
I remember seeing
Austin
them on
Powers.
infomercials on Austin Powers. I forgot about that scene. It's like a vacuum. It essentially uses like a vacuum technology to draw the blood into the area, and then you wear like a little ring,
Yeah.
Which is that where that ring came from? Because
the
people
cock
wear the
ring?
cock rings.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where
Maybe.
that became
Keep all the
popular.
blood.
Yeah.
That
Because
makes
that's what
sense.
it does. When you're done with the vacuum and the pumping, then you leave the ring on.
Mhm.
But apparently you're not supposed to leave it on for more than 30 minutes. Otherwise it could be problematic. I wonder what exactly happens after 30 minutes. Does it I'm just
I
kidding.
know.
Seems like a lot of work. Rather
Yeah.
just pop a Viagra.
But this is drug-free erection enhancement. He's like, I
Yeah.
don't care. Have you ever taken Viagra? Okay. I mean, I wouldn't think that you had, but just doesn't hurt to ask.
Well, yeah, because some people do when they're not,
They're not even
they're not
over
taking it for that
40.
use. Yeah, exactly.
I
There's
think
this
it'd
last
just be
longer.
kind of scary to have a boner and then it not go away. Like, wow, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. That would be problematic. And I've heard horror stories
Yeah.
about guys that take it and they've had an erection for like 8 to 10 hours. And
To the
I'm
hospital.
like, what do you do?
Oh my God.
Is there like a shot that you can get to deflate
Counteract that?
Counteract it? I'm thinking of like Narcan, but for your dick. I don't know. I want to know, I can't recall who submitted this question topic, but I'm curious, do you use penis pumps? Share more details because
Yeah.
we want to know.
Yeah, we'll have to put a poll or something and just
Yeah.
see.
Because I want to know, how many people have tried it, used it. Does it
Mhm.
help you? Is it like a tool, essentially?
I'd try
Yeah.
one. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to try just to see if it did anything.
Just to see what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's going to do something no matter what. If you go from just non-aroused to putting that on and you're causing all of this vacuum sensation down there
Mhm,
and
mhm.
you're all this blood flow is happening, you're gonna get an erection. Like, I don't think you
Oh,
could
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah.
we'll try it. And I'll report back to you guys.
I expect a full detailed report. But I don't know, the basis behind it though is I think to help with ED, but it's interesting, like I was reading some of the history on erectile dysfunction
Mhm.
before I just say ED. People are like, "What is ED? Does that mean education?" Um, erectile dysfunction, and it's estimated that 52% of men between 40 and 70 have experienced some degree of ED. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. So it's like I feel like it's not really talked about that much
Yeah. I don't
outside of like the blue pill,
yeah.
you know?
That's gotten a lot more popular though now. I feel like it only used to be Viagra. Now it's kind of other things. And it's getting a lot more normal to take stuff. I feel like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
because
I
I mean,
think
there's the blue chew pill, right? I mean,
is that the same thing?
yeah,
Yeah. I think that we're just becoming more accepting and aware and like communicating more of our health problems. Like sexuality is more I don't know, it's more acceptable to talk about your sexuality or problems
Yeah.
or, finding solutions to things that need treatments than it
Mhm.
was before. People are like, "Don't talk about that." And it's like, "Well, then fucking how are people supposed to know how to fix it?"
Yeah, exactly. That's true. What are your thoughts on sugar dating and escorts? I feel
Ooh,
like we did a whole topic
we
on this in
did,
the past,
but this
but
fan might not
yeah.
have heard that.
Yep. Mhm.
And now getting close to 200 episodes, who knows what fucking episode number that is. I have
Yeah,
no idea.
I know.
I mean, I don't I feel like I don't have a negative opinion on anything that doesn't, like, have to do with me. I don't know if that sounds selfish or something, but, like,
No, it
I just
doesn't.
it's,
It's
like,
like to each their own.
yeah, to each their own, non-judgmental. If somebody
Yeah.
wants to be a sugar, somebody's looking for a sugar, like,
Mhm.
it doesn't bother me any. I'm not interested in being somebody's sugar, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
Or is that the correct
like
term?
someone's
Sugar
sugar
baby.
baby.
Sugar
Yeah, I'm
baby.
not interested in being somebody's sugar baby. Well, yeah. No, I'm not interested in being a sugar either. A sugar mama. Uh, Haven't we talked about how you wanted to find a sugar mama before?
Yeah, still looking.
Still looking. Keep sending in those applications.
I really think they have dating sites for specific,
Oh.
like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Like, find yourself. I know I've gotten so many emails, I'm sure you have before too, like, asking me to, like, join a site or,
Oh, yeah.
that they have wealthy men looking for someone like me,
Mhm.
and are you interested? And that's more of, like, an escort, and I think that there is some, like I don't know, some people don't really know the difference or they don't see the difference between being a sugar versus being an escort, but I see the difference.
Yeah.
I think of
There's
it
a
I
difference.
think of an escort like you're going to an event and you want arm candy,
Mhm.
and you're going to hire somebody for however many hours and they're going to go and they're going to make you look good and they're going to hang on your arm.
Yeah.
And to me that's escorting.
Yeah.
It's about atmosphere. It's almost could be called atmosphere modeling, which I've done atmosphere modeling in the past, but that's more of a broad sense.
Yeah.
Like when you're an atmosphere model, you're working an event and you're not there for any one person. So you're just like bringing an energy or a vibe to the room
Yeah.
versus escort. You're just with one person usually,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean,
Yeah.
it
Whether
can.
event or you're,
So
getting
how's a
paid
sugar
for other
baby
things.
different
But
from that?
sugar baby is different because okay, so between the two, sugar baby is a person who receives gifts, cash, and other financial material benefits in exchange for companionship.
That's a big
Mhm.
difference.
Yeah.
It's not just, like, time where you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for 4 hours." It's, like,
Yeah.
more of a commitment, I think. But it also comes with, like, a contract, if you will. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that when you go into, like, a sugar baby relationship, there's, like, certain expectations,
Mhm.
and there's probably, like, a set amount of gifts or a set amount of allowance or whatever it is that you're gonna get
Yeah.
in exchange for whatever it is that they're seeking. Doesn't always include sex either.
Yeah.
I
Not
know
always.
I know several people who've been sugar babies who never had sex with their sugar. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
It's like 90.
Yeah, I don't know. Just wants to spend time, companionship, go shopping, go whatever, and then leave.
I mean, that would be kind of awesome. Just kidding.
Accepting applications.
It's like paying to have a hot girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean,
essentially.
it is. And I think that I think it is typically more wealthy men who are in these types of relationships. You
Definitely.
don't have somebody living paycheck to paycheck paying somebody to be their girlfriend
Yeah.
or their sugar, you know? It's I look at it as like somebody who is willing to spend money but doesn't want to make commitment,
Yeah.
you know?
And most of the time they have several sugar babies,
Yeah.
not just one.
And probably a wife.
Yeah.
And a family.
Yep.
You know? And
Yeah.
so it's like keeping that separate and lowering expectations. Like, you know,
Mhm.
I'll give you gifts and money and this is what you get. And, you know, they get to keep their wife and they don't have to give up their, you know, their money in a divorce settlement.
Yeah. So that's the difference.
I mean, it works for some people, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
To each
I'd say
their
we
own.
know a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, do you think a male chastity is sexy? I'll ask Lynnie this time because Gary's like already giving me a fucking look.
I don't know what I think about that.
I put a picture.
I think it'd be. Oh yeah.
Like
Scroll
wearing a
down.
Oh, yeah.
chastity belt?
No, not somebody wearing it, you dirty.
What do you mean?
It's just a picture of the contraption, the device, the toy, if you will.
I mean, I think that shit looks like it hurts.
I love the bottom one. We'll have to describe it for Gary because it reminds me of like a bomb is gonna go
It
off.
does. I was just looking at that. Like it
It's
looks
like-
like a lock, you know, like
Yeah.
well, it is.
Yeah,
but,
it's
you
like a
know,
black lock with a
Yeah.
metal band and
Yeah.
a timer. So it just looks like it's gonna detonate.
And
you
that goes
better,
like over your dick?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. But I mean, it wouldn't really
But-
prevent you from using it.
It wouldn't. Not that one.
Not that one. The top
ones-
one.
The top one. Anyone that has the metal, you know, where it kind of where you stick your dick in the metal,
Yeah.
and then the other one's
And the other one's a
interesting.
female one, by the way.
Okay, I was looking at that. I'm like, that doesn't look like the
For a
kind
man.
Of, yeah.
It's like this belt, since Gary can't see it, it's like a circle metal belt and then like a metal strap around that covers your
Mhm.
genitals. And I don't know if it has a lock or a key or something to that nature, but it's interesting. I mean, I've personally never worn one, I'll say that much.
Yeah, no.
I think people are into that though, because it almost makes it where it builds up so much for you, and then you take it off, and it's like,
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
free.
It's
yeah.
like-
Yeah, exactly. Now, do we think it's sexy? I mean, I guess it could be a fun role play, but
Yeah.
I mean, some people are seriously wearing them all the time.
Yeah, that's a little much for me. I think
Yeah.
the idea of it could be hot.
Yeah.
Like, the next question that this fan submitted was, would you lock up your man so that he devotes himself to your pleasure while you deny him and keep him perpetually horny for you? And that pretty much sums it up.
yeah, that would be fun.
That is like, I think that's where the idea
fun.
part comes
Yeah.
in.
you know, like a fun little role play. And
yeah, it's like, no, you're locked up and you don't get any. And just letting that build. It's definitely role play. It's definitely
Yeah.
a little dom submissive. Obviously, the person who's wearing it is like at the, need of
yeah,
the person who's in control with the lock or the code or whatever the fuck these devices use. That one looks crazy, the top one.
Oh,
It
yeah.
literally looks like handcuffs for
does.
every single
Oh my
part that you
gosh.
have and more. So it's a metal cage.
wow.
With
I think some of them do look pretty intense.
a lock. But I think a lot of times what I've like kind of noticed about some BDSM stuff, not all, but a lot of it is for looks, which I think just kind of leads into the role play.
Exactly.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
something looks like medieval, or you see this flogger and it's like this big and you're like, oh my God, that probably hurts so bad. And it's like, no, probably not. But
Yeah.
it looks like it's supposed to. So you feel powerful,
Mhm.
and you're like, your fucking dick is chained up.
yeah, I've seen some of those, and I'm just like, oh my God. It's like reminds me of Saw, honestly.
Like
Oh, that's
Saw.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is creepy. God.
And I guess flip side of that, as a female, would you wear a female chastity?
I mean, same kind of thing, I guess, if it was like a role play thing, but other than that, no.
Not like regularly.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't regularly either, but I'll try pretty much anything once at least.
Do you think that would work that way though? Because usually it's the other way around. Like the girl being like, "You can do anything to me, but I'm not doing anything to you," and you're wearing that. Wouldn't do you think it would go the other way?
You're like she doesn't give a
The
fuck. Is that
guys,
what you
the
mean?
guy's like, not doing anything to you. Do you think that would happen?
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
I
It'd be
think it
kinda weird.
must if they make them.
I
Maybe it's
guess.
a female relationship going on with
I
that
mean, that could happen.
Chastity. And
Maybe a
she's like,
dad keeping
"No."
one on his daughter or something.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. I had to what? I had to think about that for a second. You mean
Like the old
you're not having
days.
sex?
Yeah, like the old days,
Ugh,
I
that's
think they used to have those back in I don't really know the
I
history
think
behind them, but
unfortunately it's disturbing that in some countries that they prevent women from
Mhm.
having sex by sewing them up and stuff, which
Oh
is
my god, that's
practically
horrible.
a permanent version of that.
Well, did you ever
Mhm.
see Mad
Ugh.
Max, the new one?
I didn't see that.
So he has like all his wives, and they have chastity belts on,
Oh.
and they all run away, and they cut them off, and they're like around them, and they have like these little teeth like right by, so nothing can go in there.
Oh my
It's
god.
crazy.
That is crazy.
I think that actually is probably based in factual of what has
Hmm.
happened historically to young women in different parts of the world, which is
Mm,
fucking terrible and
that
disgusting.
yeah, that would be horrible.
Ugh. Okay, well, we have to go to a different note for that.
Massages with happy
Yeah,
endings.
we've talked about that too before. So,
Yeah.
would you ever get one?
No. I mean, well, okay. If it's,
Again, role play.
yeah, well, yeah, if it's like, someone I'm with and they're giving me a massage, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, not like going into a massage parlor.
I've thought about this before. I've only had maybe 2 massages ever. Where I actually went into a business and got a massage. One of them was for a car accident, so I didn't really count that. It wasn't full body either. It was just my neck and my back. But I thought about this the last time, and not in a way I was thinking about, but I wanting it. But I'm just thinking when I'm laying there, do you think people just straight up ask, or do they just whip the towel over?
I've always wondered that too. I'm like,
And
how do you know if you're at that
how
right
do you know if
spot?
you're at the right place and what occurs? I was thinking about this before, and then this little
Leave a
you
$20 bill right there.
y- yeah, I mean, and
Oh my
I mean, it's
god.
probably easier for men too. I'm wondering how often the reverse of that happens, where you have a male masseuse and a female, and the female is the one getting the happy ending. Is that happening, and how much is that happening? Because I was thinking about that. I've never had a male
I think there's certain
masseuse.
places that do that, low
It's a
key, but
yeah,
they're known for that. So when
yeah.
people are looking for that, they go to those
It's
places.
the
I don't
women are
know.
looking up the Yelp reviews. "Oh, he was amazing with his hands." Every single comment, and you're like, "Oh, okay, this is the one."
Yeah.
But it's just ugh, you don't know what those hands have been doing all day.
Yeah.
No, I
No.
wouldn't do that, but I agree. I would do, a role play thing if I was with a partner and they were like, "I wanna give you a massage." Yeah, sure. Give me a happy ending.
You've
But
only had
after
2 though? I'm tripping about that.
yeah, I
Damn, girl.
know. I know, I need to do more.
We need to have a spa day.
I know. That
I've
sounds
had a
nice.
good amount of massages and never ever gotten a vibe like that ever. Like, oh, do you want more? Like ever. So it's
Yeah.
like I do get that. Where how do you know? Do you
Yeah,
have to
how
like
do
do
you
you have to know the
know?
place? Because I mean, it's true. What do you do? Like flip a little 5 up, and you're like, oh, that's just for you know the happy ending.
Oh my gosh. I
Maybe they could
don't
tell if
know.
you have a boner or something, you
I
know?
mean,
But
when you'd roll over.
I
most of
will
the time
say
too. I mean, I've never gone anywhere I'm like, this chick's pretty hot. It's always just middle-aged women where it's like, okay. I mean, I wouldn't even want that at
Your
all.
eyes are closed.
Yeah, it's like, but it's like, I mean, I think every guy has thought about that. It's like that'd be kind of cool to happen like once. You never know.
Yeah, it probably has to be the, specific establishment, like what she's saying.
yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't help but think about that last time I was getting a massage. I was like, "How would somebody even let somebody know?
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you do?" Because I know someone. Okay, I'll be careful how I say this. I know someone who knows someone who does that for a living.
I've heard of people
You
doing that
know,
for a
like
living too.
she's a masseuse,
Yeah.
but she gets everybody off.
But does she
So
go to people's houses to do it?
that's a good
Because I've known a girl
question.
that does that. She's
I
like her
don't
own little thing, and it's
That
like
seems more dangerous,
it's kind of like, are
gonna be
you?
honest.
That's almost like escorting in a way. I think
It's
like
that
prostituting yourself, kind of.
Oh, ooh, you just touched on something
A
that I think
girl
we
I
didn't
went
even
to
touch.
aesthetic school, she did that.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
high end clients, like $500 for
And she
massage.
got paid a lot for it too.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
why?
Her and I would go meet for a drink, at the Yard House. That was our place. And she lived right over in the luxury apartments right there. And I remember she'd be like, I gotta go. I have a massage. I'll be back in like 30.
Well, because think about it. That would be the
Yeah.
best case
Forgot
scenario.
about that shit.
You know someone who could give you a massage, like a full body massage,
Mhm.
but then
Happy ending.
happy ending, and you're not going into like a weird establishment. So I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure that happens a lot.
Mhm.
For some reason I think she was working at an establishment, and it was like a nice establishment too, but that was just something that she offered at the end.
How is she like? Do you want more?
Handy.
I think that there's probably just like it probably doesn't take much, just a simple, would you like a little more,
Well, because don't some of them close because they can't do that. So I mean, if they had
Yeah.
like undercover cop, I don't know if they do that. It's like, oh, do you want more? And it's like, I'm a cop. This place is closed now. It's
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, it happens. There's been whole like rings of massage parlors shut down for that
Mhm.
reason. But I guess I don't know if everyone was doing it there or if she was I just know that that was like her thing on making money.
I think
So.
you guys should have some of your fans weigh in on that because I'm sure some
Definitely.
of them have experienced that.
Yeah.
Have experienced the happy ending or trying to get
Like,
one?
well, like massage parlors and going and being like, yeah, I went there and
I
just
think they
asked.
usually go to a place that they know that does it though, for sure. Because yeah, you're not gonna walk into some nice ass spa and
Yeah.
think you're gonna get a
You could choose like a 5-star spa and you're like, can I
Yeah.
get a happy ending? And they're like,
Have
get
you
the
s-
fuck out.
have you seen? It just reminded me because have you seen that movie? That's My Boy with Adam Sandler.
Yes.
I
don't
literally
know if I
watched this
remember which
movie
one.
last night.
Oh yeah, that's a
Adam
funny one.
Adam Sandberg, where Adam Sandler's like young and he has sex with a teacher and he gets her pregnant.
I haven't seen that one.
So you should watch it. It's pretty funny. Like, so they go like bachelor party and he does that. It's like this girl's massaging him and he's like, so how much? He has like a 5 flipped up with his towel and she's like, oh, what is this for? He's like, oh, just for a little extra. It's like, you tickle my pickle. And she's like, we don't do that. And they pan over and it's all the dudes next to him too.
Oh my god.
So like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. We will definitely reach out to you guys, add a poll to this episode
Mhm.
so you can let us know. Have you ever asked for one? Have you had one? This is kind of more of an in-depth one. You might have to send us a message.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
was the scenario like?
Yeah, I'd like to hear about
We
it.
could just do it super broad. Like I went
Yeah.
somewhere and I didn't know, and I was like, "Hey, you guys are like." I mean, that would be fucking awkward if they were like, "We don't do that here." You're like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna."
Okay. Thank you. I'm just gonna put my clothes on and leave now.
Yeah.
Walk of shame out of the massage parlor.
Well, thank you guys for submitting your questions.
Yes.
We really love to hear these. So, please keep submitting them via coffeeandcleavage.com.
Yes.
And
don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you're watching this. We appreciate you guys.
yeah,
Cheers.
cheers.